Howdy YouTube, welcome to another unboxing. Today unboxing a couple of probably one of my most favorite cars. This car here is really fun. I threw a 1650 Hobby Wing with a Max 6 in this particular XTR. This is the 2021, I have the 2022. I'll be putting in a different system here. Stay tuned for that. We got the Shoguns, which are really one of my favorites. They're up there with the E-Revo as far as performance and stuff like that. This one here on 6S with the stock 13 tooth won't really flip on 4S, but it will on 6. These will flip, however, on 6S. These are speed cars. Took the original tires off. These cars are meant for like ripping around the track and whatnot. Throw out some Badland on the V2. This is the V1 Shogun. So I believe everybody knows what's in the boxes, yeah?
Yes, we do.
I honestly didn't know until I looked around the box.
Well, there is one right there, yep. And you know what it is, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. Without further ado, let's get them open and see what's going on. We're just going to bring out the Kronos V1 to compare it to. I figured this is the 2021. It's pretty much the same. Got some upgrades, like the steering plate here is a definite upgrade to the V1 Kronos. This out is a Kronos XTR. We're unboxing the V1 and V2 Shogun. The reason why I bought these cars is A, they are my favorite cars, especially the V1. I very much like that one a lot. They were on sale. I had found the V2 Shogun for about $350 on eBay. I found the Shogun. There's not many of the V1s left, so I had to order cross C's for that. That was definitely worth it to me. So there's the V2, brand spanky. We're going to open up the box and take a look. If you ever get a chance, you should go back and check out my V2 videos. I believe they were last year in the snow. Pretty decent. So yeah, it comes with the standard Variprop, which I actually like these remotes. I have it for my TLR tuned Typhon. Got it bound to it. It's actually right here on the screen right here. Here is the car. Now for ripping street stuff, these tires are amazing. I really like them a lot for just street. I mean, you can take these and put them on a 3S machine or something. They definitely work for those, and your car will be able to flip. As this right here, I imagine she could probably flip with this speed. She was basically designed after the arm. At least the V1 was, and then the V2 came with obviously upgrades. Compared to my other body, through a traction skid plate, I've already said it enough times that these are pretty much a must for almost any car. You can pretty much throw them on there. Not bad. This is proving itself fast and tough. Take a comparison of the V2 that I have versus the V2 that's brand stock. First off, the shocks are too low for me. They obviously need to be tightened up, which is fine. We got the Torx 6S ESC. She looks beautiful, brand new. I'm not sure what the specs are on the Variprop servo. However, we do have the upgraded. It's not as upgraded as the XTR. Let's take a look. These came on the V2 versions of the Morocco, the Jambo, the V2 Dementor. Right here, the upgraded version versus the upgraded version. But as you can see, it's not as upgraded as this top plate. This is 775 aluminum. This just has a steel brace, which what it really means is that it is stronger, but when you pop one, they both go because it's just a hinge that holds them in place. It's a good idea. It definitely works better. Definitely a good upgrade compared to the V1s, which have just the plastic, which we'll get into a little later. Again, we have the 825 Chiron 2050 kV, which is more important. They're all stock 13 tooth pinions. Again, the Veriprop. I always put 60 weight in the front, 80 weight in the back. I got 2.5 million center diff oil. I'm not sure what this has. These are meant to be racers and rippers. These tires are great for that. There's the V2. She is brand new. The Shogun V1 was one of my first cars, along with the Italian and the great, I got the Kronos and the Shogun, knowing that the Kronos and Shogun were mirrored off of them. And I knew they weren't exactly the same, but I definitely wanted to try them all out. Me being a hobbyist now. For me, this is like Christmas, even on stock. This car is about 5 miles faster than the V2 Shogun right here. This has a 47 tooth spur versus a 52 spur. That's the 5 mile difference. Other than that, the front and center diffs are different than the Kronos, which is the Kronos has 40 teeth, whereas the Shoguns have 43 teeth in the front and center. I mean front and rear diffs. Again, the spur gear in the V2s is 52 versus 47 spur gear. Therefore, with this particular car, I was able to get it to flip when I first took it out on the stock run. That would be this one. As of a couple of years ago, this is brand new. Now, I almost say 3 years ago. So I'll be keeping her stock for a little while, and then I'll be changing the gears and whatnot.
Did I hear right that they were going to discontinue the Shogun?
Well, I know that it was very hard for me to find. I knew I gotta get it before they're gone. I forgot, but not tell you. The old versions. Well, Shogun green was never really my color until I started driving it. It felt so good to drive and smooth and controllable that 6S, this thing's a blast, 4S, this thing's a blast. That I actually started to really love the body. The green starts to look a little more luxurious compared to the older version and the Kronos. Let's take a look. First off, it looks like we replaced the servo in this. Threw a fan on it. Other than that, she's still stock, and I've never really had any breakages. I threw on the Kaiju tires. That's all it really needed. I've never had to mess with any of the gears. I do believe I put some kind of weight in the center. I'm really not sure. It'd probably be about 500K to a million. Really not sure, because it's an older truck. Taking a look at it, it should be the exact same thing. I really like these XT90 connectors. They seem to work really well. And again, we got the 185 Torox ESC with the Veriprop servo. Another thing I wanted to point out with these V2s, in other countries, they come with the tower-to-tower brace. They haven't reached the stage yet for the V2s, I guess. That's what I was told. Let's take a look at this top plate. It's all plastic. As you can see here, it's all plastic. On the Kronos, this is still more of an upgrade than the V2 versions of these. The Kronos, again, has the 775 top plate with the, looks like a very thick, beefy top plate that's probably not going anywhere. These plastic ones, I've had them break You gotta fix them, you know, not a big deal. Not in the Shogun though. And just to compare, I know the chassis ain't back yet. Obviously your manual, your manual. Like all of these, I need to put more padding and stuff under here. I've never changed this from years ago. I just do some tape in here and super glued it so that the things wouldn't poke through the shock standoffs and shock towers. Now I have a different way of doing it. It's more padding. Compare the V1, V2, and then which the Kronos V1 is the same exact body as this. Again, the only difference is the gearing in the front and rear diff, which make it have a little more grunt. 6S, the Kronos V1 can be a little uncontrollable, especially with the 47 spur. The V2 was actually a little more fun because it was more controllable. I enjoyed that very much, the Kronos V2 with the beach ball body. Again, we have the 185 Taurus, the same exact electrical systems in each. However, we do need to put these shocks up, that's for sure. These are obviously the tires that come on the V2. These are the tires that come on the V1. I really like these tires now. At the time when I bought them, I immediately drove it stock. Obviously, I drive every car stock first to see what they have to offer. And I was able to flip it, I mean, on these little tires. These speed cars do make great bashers. You put huge tires on them and they will flip insanely. So I just went with the medium-sized Kaiju tires over here. That's all she needed. I'm not sure what I'm going to go with next on these. Eventually I will change these out, but I'm going to keep them stock for a little while. Again, we have the plastic top plate that we saw in the V1s. Then we go to the V2s like the Punisher, the Morocco, the Kronos V2, the Shogun V2 as this is. It has the hinge pin. It is aluminum. And we have which is the best, it seems, the top plate. Now I imagine you could upgrade this to any of this if you wanted to. The rundown of what's in here, it's a 1650 kV hobby wing with the Max 6 combo, 6S system, 13 tooth, a lot of torque, not so much speed with the 1650. Torque meaning power to carry the car, to carry the load. We have a Hexfly Red Cat 25 kilogram servo, which works great. They're definitely $20 servos, 2 for $40 or whatnot. They're definitely great little servos. Anything by Red Cat I really support because they do quality RC items for cheaper than other companies.